Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures. Yeah, I had to take a little break from tabletop models. They're starting to pile up, as you can see in the back there. But I have to admit, I have been a big fan of Digimon designs since my brother was little and it was airing on TV, and God, I was probably in college or something already. But the designs were so neat, and I love the fact that Bandai's actually going back and making good, proper plastic injection models of some of the cooler designs. And it's part of the Figure-Rise line. I guess everything's standard these days because I think Figure-Rise started as like master grade models, like with Kamen Rider Double, wasn't it? I think so. I know I have a Son Goku one somewhere. Anyway, today we got Metal Garurumon, which is one of the components to make Omegamon or Omnimon or whatever they want to call him these days, who I don't think I've actually shown. Maybe I did and I've completely forgotten. No, I know I did War Greymon. But anyway, if you guys really want to see, I can put him on the camera one of these days. So you can see, interestingly enough, everything is bilingual. It's in Japanese and English. And you've got a nice little breakdown of how everything goes together. You don't see a lot of four-legged model kits. You really don't. Outside of like the old walking tanks from Dugran. How many sprues are we looking at? One of the nice things about these Figure-Rise kits is there's lots of interesting colored parts. There's a lot to deal with. Yeah, there's a lot to deal with. Oh, but yippee. Okay, one of the nice things is they've included a stand for him to pose leaping through the air. That is a plus. You've got assembly instructions if you've never bothered to build one of these kits before, or anything of its ilk. Let's get that out of the way. And then we come to the instructions. Yamato Ishida's partner Digimon evolves through warped evolution. Digivolution. Whatever. Okay. I miss the old color guides where they'd have, the various pictures of the model. That just looks like a nice, fancy studio paint job. It's funny, for a standard kit, there are an awful lot of parts involved here. It is pretty neat how you can take his wings off and make the blades for his mouth. Okay, I'm always curious to see if any parts, hold on a sec, aren't being used, because if they aren't, that's usually a good sign. As I fight to get things in focus there, that's always a good sign that maybe we'll be seeing other things later on in the line, other than just polycaps and generic bits for the stand. Everything else looks like it is definitely going to be used. Okay, well that's a good thing. I mean, honestly, I don't know what else other than the hand for Omegamon, what else you would use Garurumon's parts for. Curious to see how many stickers. Doesn't look like a huge sheet, so that's good. Yeah. Well, I've got my work cut out for me. I'm curious if you guys are interested in having me sit here and build it. I don't know how to do those whole fast forward things, but I will definitely show you how everything turns out. And maybe if I remember, I'll grab some of his buddies to show you how they all compare. So sit tight, and let's see what the results look like. Alright, well, we did it. We finally got Metal Garurumon all put together here. Ta-da! And I gotta say, it was a lot more enjoyable than I had expected. Not a big fan of the design, I'll be honest. I like the more humanoid stuff. But you know what? It works, and it was nice to build something different. I'll admit it. I don't usually do four-legged model kits. One thing I really like is that the joints are nice and sturdy. It feels like it's got a good weight to it. He doesn't feel like he's going to fall apart. if I fiddle with it, pose it, do anything like that. There are quite a few models out there that, you know, that feeling where it's like if you look at it one way, it's just going to completely collapse on you. Thankfully, I'm not feeling it with this guy. He does have his fancy jet wing thingies. I don't know if I have them on the right side here, but just to give you an idea of what's going on there. I think he can like stick some of this, or the blade here in his mouth or something. And the mouth is posable. Supposedly. Here we go. Like I know he can open. Yeah, those wings can get in the way there. Those things are too big. So if you're curious how large he is, why you would have it with other tabletop games, I don't know. Let's grab a Marine, just because. So he is a good... Actually, you know what? Might be for an interesting chaos unit or something. I don't know. If you wanted to go that route. We're having a modern SD Gundam. I'll give you an idea. Size-wise, they match about up. Along with a 1/44th Gundam. You can see here he's definitely bigger, definitely a lot more complex. A lot more color-coded appropriately, but there were a lot of stickers, I gotta say. Having to get all those little stripes, the little bits in between on the blade, on his tail. It took some time. Comparing him to the actual other Digimon kits so far, at least the ones that I built. I know there's more coming. There always is more coming, it seems. Whether they get to the ones I really want to see, I don't know. Here we have, what is it, Omegamon, Omnimon. Now, he does have a similarly small waist joint, but for whatever reason, Garurumon here is a lot more sturdy, doesn't want to tip over, whereas my Omega, Omni, whatever, is much more inclined to do that. And then we have my favorite of the bunch, and I feel like he has yet to be topped, is the Greymon kit. Greymon, you're getting a bit loose in the joints there, but that's my fault because I want to keep posing you and moving you around there. So you can see, I still think in terms of bang for your buck, Greymon's the best kit. If you want to go with a black War Greymon, it's possible. I know they do have one. But just in terms of size, bulk, volume, weight, oomph, I feel like he's still the best of the bunch. But, you know, you can't have this guy, Omni, Omega, whatever, without these two. Obviously, they make the arms there. That's what he's all about. He gets your leg that wants to cooperate with me here. I don't know. That is always the case. War Greymon is a bit top-heavy. Especially with his big old shield wings. Not an issue so much with Garurumon. And he does pose well. I mean, I know he has the base that you can have him like leaping forward. There is a good amount of mobility in his paws there. And in the neck. And if I could actually open your mouth, that's better. But we can't get you to stand up like an actual humanoid model. That would come later in the Digimon series. They do have some of the wolf models that are bipedal. There's some interesting ones that look like the Dragner kits. You're familiar with Metal Armor Dragner. So, all in all, not a bad kit. I thought he'd be super skinny and not really much meat on his bones. That's true to a degree, but I feel like there's enough there to warrant the cost. Not as much as War Greymon, and to a lesser degree our Omni/Omegamon, whatever his name is. But it does bode well for the line, and I gotta say, if they continue to put them out at this kind of durability, this posability, this level of quality, I hope and pray that we see many more models in the line to come. So, with that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you back here soon. Bye-bye.